So let me say back to what I think I understand is Prince Andrew, and he hasn't been found guilty in any court of law yet. Is that correct? But the royal family obviously knows something because they've made moves to distance themselves like they haven't made ever before.
Exactly. If they truly believed he was innocent, they would not behave in the way that they are behaving.
And if they for 1 second thought that he was guilty or knew that he was guilty of these unspeakable crimes, would you do more than strip him of his title and move him out of one castle into another less prominent castle?
Yeah. And I think the answer is you absolutely would, right? You would allow him to face the full prosecution rather than simply posturing and creating distance between you and the accused.
So the thing that we disagree with is the posturing. He's either innocent until proven guilty, which is you don't do anything until you get data, or you get facts, and you get a verdict, or he's guilty and you start posturing right now. And if he's
Exactly.
guilty, shame on you for just posturing.
Right. And it seems like a strategic play where if down the road he is tried and found guilty, at that point, he is no longer a prince, no longer closely tied to the royal family,
Yeah,
and thereby, the royal family is less disgraced by it.
that's right. Kraz, I know you're up on the British monarchy. Is this prototypical of their actions as you have researched and followed
Yeah,
throughout your career?
my deep knowledge of the crown and the royal
Yeah.
family. Yeah, I have none, so I don't. I have no opinion on this, but I mean, it harkens back to a situation from our alma mater where a
Mm.
deified coach kind of didn't do enough or arguably did nothing and just let this monster kind of fade off into a local charity and not face any real consequences. I mean, he ultimately did face consequences, but all the people around him sort of turned the other cheek and so not a completely dissimilar circumstance, I guess, but I would say somebody like that who I again didn't know the guy, met him once, but he was revered and looked up to, and we all thought, what a great guy. And maybe he was mostly in most parts of his life, but when faced with that real ethical dilemma and real challenge, it's hard to argue that he rose to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you hear countless stories of how he built, men out of these players and he instilled into them principles and hard work and ethics. And that was his brand. That's what he did is he cared more about the athletes than he did about the program. And that's what I thought made him great. But like Kraz said is when it really got tough, that's when the decisions were made that ultimately led to his demise and fall from grace and ultimately, his passing. But these are good stories. I mean, like this is where character shines and people have high visibility people have the opportunity to do something great and they don't because they're dealing with lawyers and they're dealing with brand and reputation as opposed to doing what's right.